Yeah, well, it's I think been an off season of like epic proportions for most people involved in college sports right now. It's just a different situation. I think like we actually started our preseason in January, and now being in March, it's a long time to train against yourselves. But I also think it's a great opportunity that gotten to know each other. We've gotten to try and implement how we want to play and what we want to look like. And we've gotten a lot of opportunities to get better every day. I think the exciting part is they're probably very much looking forward to playing somebody else in practice in a game on Friday. So I think we're really excited about it. And we're really looking forward to kind of giving a measuring stick of where we're at this moment. I think if you look around in the athletic department, there's a lot of teams having a lot of success, and I think that's an inspiring thing to look at and to want to be a part of, and to kind of set the success and the expectations at this university. So we're excited to get going and kick off and kind of have our best chance to be successful.
It's kind of been a common trend with a lot of the teams here is that for the fall sports especially, it's just a quick into it. You don't really have a lot of time to get to know each other, and so how has that been for coaches mentioned already, for you guys as players to kind of have that fall season to get accustomed to like new freshmen, and then now you guys are getting to play together? What does that look like?
Well, it's definitely really nice because we've been able to like build our team chemistry. We've spent like the past 6 months together, so it's really nice being able to like finally approach a game day. But we're all really ready for it, and like you can't even really tell who's a freshman and who's not because we spent so much time together already.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, and I think that it was super nice, like especially having a new coach come in and just like all of us girls knowing each other, and so we could kind of be on the same page, and then hopefully just be united and learning all of the things that the new coaching staff had to bring for us. So.
I was going to ask how, you go through the fall with one staff knowing that it's going to change. And then, once you come back from Christmas, you've got another coaching staff. How has the transition been? And it looks like you guys have just kind of, hey, let's just go play.
Well, we all have like the same goal in mind, so that goal being like winning an RMAC or whatever. And so having a new coach come in wasn't really like all like changing that goal. We spent so much time together since January together though, so it was also, we had plenty of time to figure things out, but it's just new ways to get to that goal with a new coach, so we're excited.
I think that for us it was just a really good like reset point. I think that our program hasn't had the success that we would necessarily want in the past, and so we as a group of girls were able to just come together and say this is what we want for the program, and then obviously when we did get the new coaching staff, like she had high expectations for us as well, and so it's just been a really exciting new direction, and I think it's been really good so far, and I'm excited to see what happens going into it.
And for a coach coming in, you've inherited it. You have kind of, I'm sure, a system that you want to implement, but you've got to kind of get to know your players to see if your system will fit what you have. Is that a challenge, or?
Yeah, I think that's the great part about soccer in particular is it's a player's game. It's not a coach's game for the most part. Like our job is a lot of the preparation side and to help give ideas and structure. But when it gets out there, we don't have timeouts. We play 45 minutes without a break. So really, they're the decision makers and they're the playmakers, and I think that really makes it kind of easy to implement because it's based off of what they're going to do anyways. So so I think we've certainly brought in, I think, some different ideas and ways and structures that we want to look at things and we want to do it, but I think it's very similar to how they played a lot anyways and how they've done things. So their skills are still going to come out, and no matter how we structure anything. So yeah, it's just been about like introducing different ways to look at things and, see how they get used to it.
Coach, last time we talked, I think it was like your first or second week here. I don't even know if we met most of the girls. That was step one, I think. You guys have kind of said I think you guys are spending a bunch of time together. What's kind of step 2 and 3, or what were they? How's the preparation gone up to this point?
Yeah, well, I did say, like, in that first week, if I had seen most of the team on campus, I don't know if I would have recognized many of them, if any of them. So that getting to know each other part, I think, was a huge part. I think we've started to introduce mentality and how we want to play and how we want to do things. I think still creating more expectations for ourselves is something we want to build on. And I think most honestly for this weekend, it's about other competition is going to give us a real good idea of where we are and what we need to address and what we need to work on. And so, we're looking to introduce and kind of see where we are. I think we're excited about that. But I think at the end of the day, like, we're not worried about anybody else's expectations for us. I think we're worried about our own expectations, and we'll have higher expectations than anyone else can have for us. So I think it's really about setting those and starting to perform at that level is what we're going to look for next.
Coach, without giving away the scouting report or going into a super detail, but what would be a couple features of your team setup tactics that things might be interested to kind of watch?
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna want to defend well and be organized. We're gonna work hard to defend quickly. We're also going to, I really do think games are won and lost in the attacking 18 and defending 18. So we're gonna work really hard to be very structured in those areas, have a lot of good ideas, and then set pieces I think is always a huge piece that, we've spent some time on. Girls have seen like a little binder. And we'll continue to spend more time on it because I do think that is an absolute difference maker in games. So,
Girls coach kind of touched on it, the success that teams have been playing. You guys are usually, some of the first ones out there playing. Does that make you even more antsy to kind of build on the momentum that the other teams, the success that seems to kind of have permeated every program right now?
Well, I think like every time you kind of, I don't know, like every year you kind of start over, but we haven't had a lot of success in the past. So I feel like not a lot of people have high expectations of us, but like the expectations that we have of ourselves are so high, and that I don't really think we're worried about like what else is going on around us. It's just like the standard that we're holding ourselves to. We kind of want to match that and like push through that. So I don't know if we're like worried about that, but we're more worried about holding ourselves to a higher standard.
Just kind of build off the momentum and see what you guys can do.
all right.
Question of the week. If you could describe yourself as a player and as a coach in one word, what would it be?
I want to hear this.
You go first,
I would want it to be relentless.
I think why, understanding the why.
Can you ask that again?
Describe yourself as a player in one word, what would it be?
I would say like determined. Like I want to go to every practice and I want to get what I need to get done and I want to be successful at it. So I'm really determined to do that, and I want to carry my teammates with me with the same mindset.